Φίλες και φίλοι, καλησπέρα σας. Είμαστε εδώ στο Hoopman και έχουμε τη χαρά και την τιμή να έχουμε μαζί μας τον Brandon Jefferson, ο οποίος φέτος αγωνιζόταν στην Καρδίτσα ως playmaker και έκλεισε τη σεζόν στην Gran Canaria. Hey Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm very fine too. So, we are going to start from the scratch of the season. We're going back on last summer.
Okay.
Uh, your phone rings, Καρδίτσα is on the call. Tell me about your first thoughts.
Nah, see, this what happened. Coach Giannis, the assistant coach, he had DM'd me on Instagram, and he was
All
like, "Yo,
right.
we've been looking for you. Like, who? Like, we can't find your agency stuff." So, like, I gave him my agent his number, and then that's how it happened. It went quick, like after a couple of days. But that was our first initial, conversation. It was with the assistant coach Giannis. Him and I are still close to this day. We just talked yesterday, matter of fact. But that he's the first person I met from Cardisa, and he's the first person who DM'd me. So, I was excited. I never heard anything about Cardisa, obviously. I looked it up, seen that it was in the middle of Greece. But I know I've never played in Greece, but I've heard a lot of great things about Greece, and just being there this year, my family loved it. And that was my first impression of Cardisa, and they was playing Champions League, and I know they needed a leader and a point guard, so it was a no-brainer for me.
I guess that Greece got a place in your heart, right?
Man, for sure, for sure. My wife, my family didn't come with me here to Gran Canaria, but she's been texting me every day saying like, man, I hope we can go back to Greece. She loved Greece, so that's definitely on the table for sure.
How was the vibe, the feeling of playing in a small city of the
hmm
Greek province like Kardica?
The vibes was good. Like you could tell, they like is very family oriented. Everybody in the city is small, so everybody knows each other. But the way they treated myself and my family, like they always gonna be in my heart, and you know, it was an amazing time. I'll never forget. The feeling I had there. We had a lot of ups and downs, but we made it through the season. We stayed in the league. We dropped a couple games we should have won. We did pretty good in BCL, so it was a good year.
Now, as you referred, you managed to stay in the league. In your opinion, do you think that the position that Kardica got in the league mirrors the quality or the possibilities that this team, this roster had?
Uh, I could say in BCL, I say we probably overachieved with the roster we had,
Definitely.
but in Greek League, I feel like we dropped a couple games we should have won. Maybe I feel in my heart that we should have came in, 6 to 8 range in the league. Obviously, you got the top, five teams, but then I feel like we could have been 6, 7, or 8. But we dropped some crucial games. We was only one game back from the playoffs, but a lot of
Yes.
teams was ahead of us. So like even with a record of a losing record, I feel like we still should have been 6 to 8. So, but I feel like we would have definitely went higher.
You talked about the BCL, about the
hmm
European competition. This year was the first time that Kardica appeared on a European
hmm
competition.
hmm
Also, in the first game against Ostend, they managed to get their first European win of all time.
Yes.
In this historical accomplishment for the team, you
hmm
definitely left your mark on it
Right.
with 23 points that you scored.
Right. hmm
How it feels to leaving your mark in such an historical accomplishment.
Right. I didn't even like realize. Obviously, I know it's the first BCL game ever for the team, but like I didn't realize what it meant until after we won and like, our GM and coaching staff was celebrating on the court. I was like, man, like we just did something historic. But I just knew I just had to lead because I had the experience of playing in BCL, playing in high level games. So I just knew I had to lead, and that's what I did that game, and I'm happy. We beat Houston twice, and we was able to make it to the play-ins, and the rest is history.
That was something that I was about to ask you that you are an experienced player in European
hmm
competitions, having
hmm
played with Dynamo Sassari, with Strasbourg,
hmm
uh, now playing in Kardica, in a team that uh, was the first time to appear in a European competition. Did you
hmm
feel any pressure or any extra responsibility that you have to lead in this
Yeah,
effort?
that's a good question. The pressure came from myself. Like every game, like I have a certain amount of pressure I put on myself. Like I have to like calm myself down and not overthink, just play my game. The coaching staff believed in me, my teammates believed in me. So like the pressure will come from myself from within, not from outside, forces. But I knew I had to lead, and I know I was equipped by that. I was equipped to lead, and at the beginning of the season, the first time I talked to our head coach Nikos, he asked like, "What was my motivation?" And I told him, and then like he just gave me the keys to the team, and and that's what happened.
How was your relationship with coach?
No, we had a great relationship. I say, we butt heads sometimes, like coaches and point guards do, but it was always love and respect. Like I said, there was a lot of ups and downs with him, but we always loved each other. It was never like he never threw me under the bus. I never threw him under the bus, and we can always talk to each other. Like to be honest, we went some days not talking. We probably went a week without talking one time because we was
Oh.
frustrated with like how we've been playing, but we was all it was always love between him and I. And like I still talk to him even after the season. So I just seen that he signed, a multi-year deal to go back to Καρδίτσα today. And so like I'm happy for him, but like we have a great relationship and he really helped my career again, especially after my season last year in board, where I mean I struggled and like the coach and I didn't see eye to eye. So coming into this situation where the coach and I seen eye to eye, we thought the same way. It helped my game a lot, and I was able to have a good season.
Yes, so I understand that there was a relationship with its ups and downs, but
Mhm.
a lot of respect from each other.
Oh yes, yes, man. I love Coach. Like I'll always, ride for him. Whatever he calls, I'm picking up. Whatever he needs, I'm picking up. And the same for me. If I need something, he's right there to help me. So that's how it is. And that's what I like. We respect each other, we love each other, and our relationship will last forever.
As you said before, and I totally agree with you, Καρδίτσα in BCL totally overachieved, managed
Yes.
to reach the round of 16, and I can
Hmm.
remember two away games against ΑΕΚ and against Alba
Yes.
Berlin that your team performance was amazing, and
Amazing.
you were too close to win these games.
Yes. Yeah, those
Uh,
two games hurt. Those two games. Just imagine if we win those two games. Maybe we take Berlin's spot. As Ike
yes,
finished in
that's
first and we
true.
finished in second. And also when Berlin came to our court, I got hurt in the third quarter. Uh, I hurt my ankle in the third quarter and I couldn't return, and we was up that game when I had to leave the court. But the Berlin game at Berlin, that one hurt a lot. We led the whole game, obviously. And then, just, some things happen, referee calls here and there, but
Yes.
it is what it is. They're the bigger team, the bigger name, so they're going to get the benefit of the doubt from the refs. And then the Ike game, yeah, I mean, after they started the game 12-0, we went on I think Coach told us like a 59-38 run until the fourth quarter. And then they, obviously they won the game at the end, but we dominated that game almost the whole game. And then, obviously we lost at the end, but we
Yes.
competed at the highest level against these teams. So I knew because I think in BCL we played free. Like we had a free mindset. We was always the underdogs. We was the underdogs a lot in Greece, but in BCL definitely we played whenever we played free and relaxed. That was when we played our best basketball.
Except from the lack of the financial
Hmm.
possibilities between those teams.
Yeah.
What Kardica lacked of these games in order to reach one step further?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I think we had enough. I think we really did have enough, but like you said, it was certain things here and there. Like I could have made a couple more plays, a couple more defensive stops. That's what hurts us. Like even in the Greek league, like we wasn't getting those key stops at the end of games, whether it's a defensive rebound or just getting a stop. Like I said, just defensive rebound. Like Panty on this game, we let Nate Watson tip the ball in at the end to take the overtime, and that's what I say for Berlin. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. Ike, we gave a lot of offensive rebounds and just physicality. I think that's what we lacked, like rebounding and physicality.
All right, now we return to the Greek league, and
Hmm.
I want from you to tell me one rival team that you didn't expect it to be good, to be a hard team, but made
Hmm.
a good surprise to you.
Oh, uh, I don't know. The Greek league is tough, man. Heracles going to Heracles. I didn't realize how crazy those fans would be. They rally behind they team. That was a tough game. Uh, Going to Mykonos is also tough. Tough to win. But I knew the Olympiacos. I knew they was the best team by far. I was saying that after every interview that they're the best team, and I'm happy they won EuroLeague. Congrats to them. They deserve it. You know, they haven't lost in Greek league and they take every team seriously. That's what I like about them. They don't care who they play, last place team or the second place team. They're gonna play all their guys and they're gonna play hard. And they respect the game of basketball. And like I said, I'm happy they won the Euro League and I hope they win the championship in Greek league. So and which they should if they everybody stays healthy, but they should. So but I'll just say Heracles, at Heracles, they was well coached, good physical team. And then we lost them twice actually. They swept us. And then I'd say Heracles was a team I didn't expect. Like I thought on paper, we would beat them, and then they punished us both times easily.
Who was the toughest opponent to guard that you said? Jesus.
Yeah, that guarded me personally or as a team.
You personally, if you want to say, and as a team,
I'll
both.
say walk up. Obviously, walk up, physical defender. The refs let him play with a lot of hands, a lot of he gets the hand check a lot, but he's a great defender. Silas from Heracles, long athletic defender. I didn't struggle against him, but like he caused me a lot of problems. And then, that's in the Greek league, they just, try to play physical. They know I like to, score and they try to, rough me up. But I'll say like those two were like the main, like I struggled against them. And yeah, I'll say Silas from Heracles is a good defender and obviously walk up.
I guess that you love NBA.
Hmm.
So now that New York Knicks are in the final
Hmm.
and San
Hmm.
Antonio Spurs as well, who you
Yes.
got to win the trophy?
I'm going for Wemby, man. I played against Wemby when he was 16 in France. I played against Wemby for a couple years. So I'm gonna go for Wemby, man. I love what the Spurs are doing. I'm from Texas, and so I'm just gonna roll with the San Antonio Spurs. But the Knicks, they have a great chance too. I think they match up well with the Spurs. I think OKC would have been a bad matchup for the Knicks, but I think they match up better with the Spurs. So it's gonna be, I think it'll go 6 games, but I think the Spurs will pull it out.
Do
Hmm.
you see yourself again in the Greek League next year or in the future?
I would love to be back in the Greek league, but I know, some things are happening. I know some teams are getting a lot more money and they're looking for EuroLeague type level players. So it's going to be tough for me to, even though I know I can play with those teams, but I know what type of profile they're looking for. But I would love to play in the Greek league again. And like, we'll see what happens. But like I said, I would love to be back in Greece. My family loves it there. I loved it there. So I would love to be back in the Greek league.
Would you change something from the Greek basketball, like to have a complaint from the Greek
Hmm.
basketball the organization or something, and you would like to change?
Uh, yes. I hate to be on the referees, but sometimes the games be so lopsided. Like when you go on the road, you got to play against A players for sure, especially a team like us, like a low budget team that doesn't have like a big name. So we playing against eight every time we step on the court. So I'll just say like the refs just be a little bit more fair, call the game the right way. If it's a foul, call a foul. If it's not, let it go. But other than that, man, I think the Greek league, like I said, I think the Greek league was top three league in Europe this season, after Spain and Turkey. And you can debate Greece and Turkey, you can flip flop them, but it's a top three league for sure. So it's gonna continue to get better too. So it can be the second best league.
Great. Thank you again for the accept of the invitation, the
Oh, no
cooperation
problem,
that
man.
we had, and hope everything goes good in the future
No,
for
thank you,
you.
man. Hopefully we can meet in person too one day. So no, I appreciate you. It was a good time
It
on
will
here.
be a
So
pleasure, yes.
yes, sir, man. I appreciate you and hope you have a good day.